Hi everyone, welcome to Port Waves. I'm Edna Dominguez.
And I'm Roshana Fair.
On this edition of Port Waves, it's all about growth. New goals, new challenges, and new ways of incorporating productive habits into your life and the workplace. Creating intentions are about setting a guiding principle or focus for the year ahead.
We checked in with some of our Port teammates to hear about their goals and plans for 2024. Let's hear what they had to say.
Hi, my name is Wendy. I work for the maintenance department in the Port of Long Beach, and my goals for the year 2024 is to start my own store selling baseball cards. I was lucky enough that my dad collected a lot, and I also collected some, so I have a wide collection that I would like to sell and just start my own business for the year.
I'm Eric Bradley. I work in communications. This year I'd like to get back to Italy, and this time my wife doesn't have COVID. Last time I wanted to go to Nero's Palace, which I didn't get to do, and also visit the beaches of Anzio.
My name is Jenny Ruiz, and I work for government relations. My goal is to go back to college, get my AA in psychology, and finish up. I am studying psychology as a way to help people. Not only does it help with counseling, but you can go into HR, and you can also still take it into your admin role, which is what I do now.
My name is Undre Bautista. I am part of the grants team under the finance division. My New Year's goal is to participate in a High Rocks race. High Rocks is a form of CrossFit. It's pretty intense. I train usually on Saturdays, and it involves a lot of full body workouts such as dumbbell lunges, burpee lunges, sprints.
I'm Tokuko Sato, and I work in communications. My goals are to focus more on my hobbies, crochet and roller skating. For crocheting, my friend and I are trying to start a business, and with roller skating, I want to be able to at least turn and do some laps around the course.
My name is Marcus. I'm here with the survey division, and my goals for this year are to get back into working out. In high school, I used to exercise all the time because I play football and I was in track and field. I like how it makes me feel. I feel like it clears up my mind, and it just gives me something to do as well.
My name is Mary Kate Cornell, and I work in communications. My goals for this year are to pet more cats and drink more water. They're so soft and fluffy and friendly. I have 3 cats, and I'm always looking for cats around the neighborhood, waiting for the cat distribution system to bring cats into my life.
My name is Nelson. I'm an administrative intern, and I'm currently interning at HR. I used to bike a lot, and I'm trying to get back into that. I like to bike in downtown Long Beach, actually. I like to go along the bike path at the beach, and it's really nice and scenic.
My name is Eric Wilcox. I'm the Assistant Administrative Analyst with the Engineering Design Division. So my New Year's goal is to stop being as lazy as I am once I get off of work. This next year I kind of want to start going out, trying to hang out with my family a little more, spend more time with my friends, and kind of do more activities outside the house.
Thanks to all the Port teammates who share their New Year's intentions, and good luck on achieving your goals. So, how do we go about setting intentions? Unlike resolutions, intentions focus on the journey rather than the destination. It's about creating a mindset that guides your actions and choices throughout the year. And on that note, we have some tips and tricks to help keep you on track. James Clear, author of the book Atomic Habits, says, quote, "Goals are good for setting a direction, but systems are best for making progress. The first tip is to align your professional intentions with your values and let those values guide your actions."
Tip number 2 is to identify specific behaviors or habits that will help you reach your goals. Instead of setting a vague or an unrealistic goal, think about the specific behaviors or habits that will lead you in the right direction. It's all about those small intentional actions. These are what make the powerful difference.
And lastly, develop a growth mindset. That's when you start embracing challenges as opportunities to learn and improve. And on that note, we are excited to introduce our new HR director, Khristina Jason. Khristina is here to tell us a little bit about herself, her experiences here at the Port, and what you can all expect from the Human Resources Division moving forward. Thank you so much for joining us, Khristina. So I would love to learn a little bit about your journey into how you became a Human Resources Director. What does that look like for you? What did your journey look like?
Oh boy. So thank you for having me, Edna.
Absolutely.
I will say my journey into HR began in college. I entered college, as many, with a different thought of what I would be in life. I thought I was going to be a registered nurse, and that was what my undergrad was focusing was med. But over time, as I started going through and I did my first unpaid internship, kind of volunteering down at the hospital, I started realizing that wasn't what I had in mind. And so I was set back to the drawing board to really figure out what did I want to do. And so I started taking a lot of elective courses, just trying out different areas, career exploration wise, and seeing what would fit. And I took an arbitration class and I loved it. And that was kind of a gateway into labor relations and what it is to resolve employee issues. And so through the coursework I did in HR, focused in those areas, I became more and more enamored with this field and knew this is where I wanted to be. I worked in employee relations for many years. It's a niche part of HR that not everyone likes, but it's somewhere where I thrived and did well, and I was able to transition around and build teams and work with different groups. And I did that for many years, at least just shy of 10 years I was with the TSA before I came over to the city of Long Beach.
That is amazing. So I know earlier we were speaking about how you got your start and your vision. So you mentioned something really amazing about a vision board. So, it's a new year, people are creating new goals for themselves, and you mentioned that you had a vision board when you started your career. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, so I vision board out my career and have since my college days. Nothing I've done has been a fluke. It has all been movement with intention and with hard work and dedication that begins well before I see a job bulletin open up. On my vision board, I sometimes imagine where I want to be, what I want to work on, and I set those intentions on there. So if I want a promotion, I'm reasonable with myself. I say, okay, I want a promotion in 2 years, and I start to think of what does that look like and how do I get there and what do I work on. You won't have all the specifics. You won't know I need to do these exact things. But I do start by pulling up job bulletins at various job sites, going on Monster, going on other, platforms, and seeing what are they asking for, and measuring that up against where I currently am at, and then figuring out how do I bridge that gap. And so sometimes those job bulletins are pasted onto my board. And so that job will long be gone by the time I'm ready to promote. But I am also working towards, okay, I know I need to develop myself in this area, have examples around these duties. I'm highlighting duties that I haven't done, and it helps me keep my eyes and ear open for when those opportunities arise, whether they're here at work or in volunteer organizations or other places where I can plug myself in and say, okay, I'm ready to do this and try it in a safe space well before I'm responsible for it with the stress of it, and to build my confidence so that when the time comes, I know that I'm ready for those roles.
Yeah, so it's always planning ahead, looking at other position descriptions, and just kind of seeing what you want to accomplish and how you can get there in the meantime. What other organizations have you volunteered at?
The last organization that I did work with was CCEJ. I was working with them on their youth diversion programs and learning a lot about different walks of life, different upbringings and backgrounds, and just really trying to be of service in the community to help what will be our future workforce.
I want to talk a little bit about your vision for our teammates. So we've got a lot going on. We've got a lot of events coming up this year. Can you kind of guide us a little bit about what does your strategic vision look like for this upcoming year?
Yes. So our Port of Long Beach strategic goal number 6 is to attract, develop, and retain a diverse and high-performing workforce. And I live by that mantra because that is the goal of this port. The focus this year is engagement. That is the place where I feel that we can really increase our outreach and really help everyone that works here want to be here, right? We're all free agents. No one is contracted to be here. No one is prohibited from transferring or going to other teams or even to other organizations. And so every day you're making a decision that the port is your employer of choice. So we've been working on many things here in human resources to really increase the engagement and development component of that strategic goal. We launched our Port of Long Beach, Cal State Long Beach Leadership Development Program. That's been a long time in the works in developing and planning the curriculum and getting everything to where it is now. And so we're able to finally pilot that program, and I'm proud of that. We also have launched our learning management system that remains available, offering hundreds of courses on real time to employees who want to develop in different areas. And so now we're taking a moment to step back and look at our Embark, our new employee orientation. How can we redesign that and switch the focus on getting to know your port? Many people come in and don't always understand all the elements of what we do here at the port. I know that was me. And it doesn't make you, unqualified to be here or, make you not bright for not understanding what a gantry crane is.
You just don't know. You're new, right?
Yeah, you just don't know. And so how can we help people understand our acronyms and our lingo to help feel like they belong, especially when you're new and you're coming on board and you're trying to understand what does a port do? And so we're working on that. We're working on a training needs assessment. So are we reaching what employees need and what our teammates are asking for and what they're desiring, right? We're looking to create guidelines around our affinity groups. So how can you establish an affinity group here? I don't believe, my mantra is it's not on HR to decide what is for the good of the group. It's for the group to come forward and say, this is what we need, and I would like support in how to develop that, right? So our employee club is here and does great things. Our women's leadership circle is here and does great things. But how can we go ahead and make space for other groups that people may have a desire for and really help build up and create those clubs? And so we're looking to create guidelines around that to really work with our workforce on it. Field to office programs, they're in our pipeline. Those are things that we want to get to. Working on all sorts of different professional development opportunities. Because we're well aware in HR, a person will stay at a great employer when it's providing the things that they need, right? This is a two-way street. It's a business relationship, and we have to be able to provide things that people need in order for them to want to stay.
So, ending with this, I just want to know, what is your advice for our teammates, who are not so familiar with HR? How can they reach HR? How can they, if they have any questions?
So if anyone has questions for human resources, we do have a general inbox, our human resources at polb.com. It is monitored by real people and bodies here within the HR division, and they're able to parse out any questions or things to the appropriate parties to answer. And HR is also on the 8th floor. I personally am here Monday through Friday here in the building, here to support teammates in anything they may need. And while some of our teammates are working from home on Thursdays and Fridays, they still remain available on Teams. So I say reach out. We're here to support.
We're setting goals for ourselves. We're wanting to grow. What would you say to our teammates moving forward for the year?
I say take advantage of the offerings that Human Resources has. And if you're seeing something that's not meeting your need, reach out. Let us know, right? We only know what we know. And so if there's something that you feel could add value to the port or even to you individually, please let us know, and we can try to see what we can do to make it happen.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thanks again to our new HR Director, Khristina Jason. There is a lot to look forward to in 2024, and we want to hit the ground running.
If you're looking to sharpen your Excel skills, we have a couple of in-person software trainings this month. They're happening February 13th from 9 a.m. to noon. Jordan Lewis will host Module 1 for Excel training on formulas. The second is from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and will cover Module 1 of Data Excel training. Again, that's happening on February 13th.
And there will be another round of trainings on February 20th for Module 2 of Excel Training Formulas from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Module 2 of Data Excel Training from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Be sure to RSVP promptly. We would also like to invite you to join us in the multipurpose room for Port Connect, Port Values in Action. This month, our distinguished speaker guest is Blair Cohn from the Bigsby Knolls Business Improvement Association. That's happening Tuesday, February 13th from noon to 1. You can join the discussion in person or virtually via Microsoft Teams. Again, that's Port Connect happening Tuesday, February 13th at noon.
Now it's time for birthdays. For the month of February, we would like to wish a happy birthday to Roger Wu in Business Development,
Charlene Nguyen in Finance,
Christopher Alonzo in Maintenance,
Jose Ibarra in Design,
Fred Patricio in Program Management,
Allison Teramoto in Environmental Planning,
Joseph Cambereri in Maintenance.
Let's also welcome the newest additions to the Port family.
Juan Mora in Tenant Services,
Amy Wong and Heather Pentecost in Environmental Planning,
Brent Lund, Yi Ong, Marcus Reyes, and Austin Ritter in Survey,
Julio Enriquez and Haley Binder in Risk Management,
Alice Castellanos and Wyatt Lincoln in communications.
Edis Rodriguez and Vanessa Estrada in HR.
Ricardo Sierra in design.
Alfonso Dominguez in construction management.
Alfredo Marquez in maintenance.
Maria Barba in business development. And lastly, let's welcome our newest interns from the Career Exploration Program, Gavin Lusick, Joshua Salvador, Nelson Un, Ryan Brisson,
Savannah Olmos, Eric Miramontes, Christopher Koning, Samantha Katukan, and Sergio Cisneros.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Port Waves. If you have ideas for future episodes or any feedback, please email us at traininganddevelopment@polb.com. And be sure to keep an eye out for Port Waves episode 11 coming to you in March.
Port Waves is made possible by your hosts, Rashana Fair
and Edna Dominguez, and is produced by Chris Berry, Kevin Walker, and Wyatt Lincoln.